What is up, Axiie fam? This is a video that was requested by a lot of people, and I think I'm gonna do a series of videos talking about different builds. Alright, before we begin, I just want to make this clear. This is a video about people buying axies to start their own farm and not whether it's profitable to keep breeding terminators in case you already have them, alright? So I think most people are in that situation. They're kinda new to Axie Infinity, they're joining because the prices are low, and that's what we are talking about. So yeah, I'm gonna start with reptiles here, and this is the floor of this build right now. Okay, so we're going from 0 to 7 breed, and I literally just added all of the skills and selected reptiles. So the cheapest one we could find with this build is a 0.075, which is $217, okay? But this is not how we actually identify whether breeding is good or not, right? Because you're not gonna buy these axies. Their genes are pretty bad. Actually, they're not even that bad, honestly, but they're not amazing. So one thing that I want to do is, first of all, find axies that have really good genes so I can simulate a breeding opportunity and then look at the gains, the possible gains, and realize if there's money to be made here or if I should go to another build. The first thing you have to do here is use Roboe. Obviously, you can do this all by yourself. You can create an Excel spreadsheet. There's tons of different ways to calculate. I love to use my bot because I created it and it's an awesome tool if you want to breed axies in this environment. So here is an archetype that I made. So I actually had 42 speed selected because this is the fastest reptiles with this build you can get, but I'm gonna take that out at first and I want to see what happens. So basically what this will do is it will find the best axies with these genes, okay? So it looks like we can find a couple of them for 0.12. Okay, yeah, so there you go. This would be the amount of money we would spend if we were to buy 2 parents. And now let's see if we can actually make money from breeding these 2 perfect boys and a girl, I guess. I don't know. This is the results that we got, okay? So we would have 100% tiny turtle leggings, snail shell, and turning caterpillar because we got perfect genes on all of them. Not sure if it was clear, but the R1, R2 having 100% here means it is perfect genes for all of them. And this is the amount of money you're probably gonna get if you go buy these axies, which is, actually pretty decent. It's not amazing, but it's a 20% profit. You're pretty much just gonna spend 1,300 USD, and you're gonna get around 1,642 if you breed 4 times, which seems to be the ideal spot here. Anything past that is gonna be lower. So it looks like it is profitable. But one thing that really, actually, I lost money doing that in the past, or when I first started using Axie Infinity, is that I was breeding beasts, and they weren't like normal beasts. I was starting to get some really good ones. But then I noticed that beasts with bird parts or aqua parts were better than the normal beasts, and I started breeding those. But the thing is, first of all, there's a liquidity problem because a lot of the other players, they were either unaware that it was good or they didn't have enough money to buy those. And I lost a significant amount of money trying to breed better PvP axies, even though they are supposed to be better. So what I want to do now is I want to look at that 42 speed that I talked about and see if breeding those axies is better than breeding the normal terminators. So let's do that actually. So I'm gonna get the same command that I use, the archetype here, but in this thing right here, I'll add 42. Which, what I'm doing right now is literally just go here and do 42, but the marketplace unfortunately cannot filter for R1 and R2 genes, so I have to like, okay, well, this is bad, and manually find all of those axies. Whereas here, it is much easier, much faster. So let's see what happens. There we go. So they are much more expensive, right? You get 0.21 for the cheapest axie over here. Yeah, that's a problem. So I think what I want to do right now is, instead of filtering for the perfect R1, R2 genes, I think I might filter for price, because we might find a couple of good ones that are also, relatively cheap. So we'll see what we can do here. Okay, so there you go. We have a 75 at a decent price. Is this the best one possible? So I guess what we can do maybe is we can go half and half. We can use one of these that is kind of cheap, and then we can get one that is 100% and get that cheapest one, because it's actually a super steep decline, right? You go from 0.21 to 0.25. So let's try and breed that and see what happens. Alright, so here are the results. Looks like even when we did something like that, our profits are not good. You can see that we do have a 9% chance of getting axies instead of tiny turtle here, and a very small percentage of getting serious. Sometimes breeding better axies can actually be bad. I don't suggest going for this breed. And finally, what I want to do is actually take a look on the dusk terminators and see if there are more gains to be made there. So basically what I'll do is I'm gonna go back for that first archetype that we had, but this time I'm actually gonna go for dusks here. I'm gonna take the speed requirement, and let's see what the market has to offer us right now. Those are really expensive. It gets expensive real quick here, but we have a couple of cheap ones. All right, this is 0.19. This one is really cheap. So what I want to do is actually select this one, but then maybe get a shittier one. Actually look by price and see if we can find a really cheaper one that also has relatively good genes. So that is a 100%. That is very cheap. Okay, let's take a look right now. So we have a 75. This is looking good. This is much cheaper, actually. Oh, we have an 87.5. Oh, that's what we want. Beautiful, beautiful. So we can go to breed, and then we can get that first one that we selected. Actually, you know what? It might be worth it. Or I'm actually gonna compare. So we're gonna get this one with the first one that is a 100%. But I also want to test this guy with the 75% guy, because there might be more profits here than in this one. I guess the thing to remember though is, since you cannot breed, like, because of the SOP changes and the fact that the market is kind of not really hot right now, it is very hard to breed more than 4 times. Rarely you're gonna get a farm that has like expensive axies to that degree. And because of that, when you have a 100%, you reduce your unluckiness, right? Because you could maybe just get a bad result, and since you're only breeding 4 times, you're not diluting those like, you're not diluting your chances, and you do get you can get screwed if you're unlucky. But anyways, enough babbling here. This is decent. All right, this is 29%. This is nice. So this is definitely a possible breed. Okay, you would get around 29% of what you invested. Now let's check the let's up this axis here for that 75% we actually found in the market. I'm curious. I'm really curious. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's slightly better. 35%. So guys, okay, so things that we learned here. First of all, it is still profitable to breed if you know how to pick your axies. It is probably not a good idea to go for like super out of the box axies unless they are meta, because first of all, people might not even know that they are good. People might not have the money to pay for it, and people that have the money usually know more about axies because they've been here for a while, and they're not gonna buy axies, like they're not gonna invest in really good PvP axies until the patch drops or until the next season starts. So it feels like going for these like more standardized axies is something that is profitable right now. And our bot actually, like, we literally saw our bot here increasing your profits by 5%, right? Because usually you would have to find these really good axies in the first place if you don't have a farm yet, and you would probably overpay for those axies a little bit. It would take a long time to filter by R1, R2, but because we can filter by R1, R2 and price at the same time, we can actually find good axies and get good deals while profiting. I'm really happy. So if you do want to test our bot, it is a paid bot. You can join our Discord server down below. It's in the description, and you can be using this right now. If you really want to dive into Axie Infinity, if you want to maximize your profits and just learn more about the game, you know, I understand that the bot can look a little bit scary. You know, it's not the simplest thing to use, but it's so powerful. Like, you literally just saw me here increasing my profits by 5% by doing like 2 commands. Once you know what you're doing, this is incredible. This is how I was able to make a lot of money in Axie Infinity. And like, before I got to this point, it was so annoying to have to like do Excel spreadsheets. It's just like a lot of wasted time, and I think this allows me to like focus on what I like, which is PvP, but I can still breed on the side and still like get some good axies and some good money. Guys, if you're watching up to this point, I have a secret to tell you. We actually have a private Ronin DEX. We have our own exchange. You heard it right. If you love to breed, if you're watching to this point, you can literally get your AXS, your SLP, your Ether, and exchange for any other currency that you want, you know, in the Ronin space. So you can exchange SLP for AXS, AXS for Ether, whatever you want. And it is in beta test right now, so only our silver and gold members can use. If you want to use the bot, you can pay for the basic plan, and you're still going to be able to use everything that I just showed you and more. But the exchange itself, you do need to be a silver and gold member. Just make sure to join the Discord server. Find me, I'm D2 Bowie. Just ask around, or you can DM me directly, and I'm gonna explain to you a little bit more about how it works. But it's incredible. Like, our fees, I was making a comparison of the fees, and I actually can show you guys here. So this is one of the first exchanges that we did. Okay, this guy, he swapped 4800 SLP for 0.13 Ether, and I calculated how much he was gonna pay if he did that, and he would pay 140 USD to do that. Our service only cost him 21 USD. Okay, so just food for thought. If you do like to breed, if you hate the MetaMask fees and all of the time that you actually have to spend waiting for it to come back when the market is down, when Ronin is down, I think this is a really good opportunity for you. And yeah, come check it out. Bye.